One of Champ Car's biggest teams lost both of their drivers. Champ Car's biggest star, Paul Tracy, is out. He had a serious accident on an ATV in Las Vegas. And from a team that was so successful that looked like this, suddenly AJ Allmendinger decides he wants to earn a living somewhere else. And now we have two rookies, Martinez and Buddy Rice. What a learning curve it is for them, but what a team for two rookies to basically get into in their first race.
There's that first gear hairpin. Buddy Rice, his teammate, is about 4 positions behind him. That is Briscoe making his way from the back of the field in the yellow number 10 car right there. Jan?
Down here with Rousport President Jeremy Dale. Jeremy.
Bus stop, they pack him up. That's Briscoe right up behind the car, Buddy Rice. Rice driving that 7 car. That's the car that AJ Allmendinger took to 5 wins for the Forsythe team this season. And currently second in points. He's not here this weekend. And Pizzonia did a great job on that wreck situation, picking his way through the traffic to gain ground.
He did. Look at Briscoe right behind Rice. Briscoe left side of your screen, yellow, white car. Gonna make it, gonna have a stab anyway. Buddy Rice's issue this weekend has been the brakes. Has not been able to get used to these brakes and really jump on them and use them as hard as other drivers who have driven Champ Cars all year are. But Briscoe having a great run, Jan.
He is having a good run, and a follow-up on the flat tire situation at the start of the race. He did not have contact with anyone, just caught some of that debris you saw flying through the air, so they know the car is not damaged. Now it's just trying to get that track position back.
Briscoe 11th in his series debut in Australia a couple of weeks ago for the Rousport team. And he's one of the drivers really auditioning for a job for 2007.
And so hopeful. In fact, even talked after qualifying yesterday that he believed he had a car that could put him on the podium. No better way to make a statement than being on the podium. So unfortunate that he gathers up a piece of that debris in that first lap crash. Good fight here, though. Pizzonia is in a real fight here with Ranger.
Andrew Ranger, we've talked about how good he is at moving through the field. Started 16th here this weekend alongside Pizzonia, and it looks as though Pizzonia is holding up this group of cars. Track position, get a car into contention that otherwise was struggling. So here comes Rice in the 7 car, Jan.
And that is correct. Neil Mickelwright on the radio, and it's exactly as you said. This is the opening of the pit window. This helps you just under 10 seconds, and this helps you if there's a yellow between now and when the leaders pit. If that were to happen, he would go right to the lead.
And they believe he has the speed, but he was caught in traffic. Well, they think he has the speed, so it's worth taking the gamble to see can they get their man to the head of the grid without having to pass those cars. It's a dangerous move if you don't get the yellow between now and when the leaders make their pit stops.
Last time he returns home this weekend, auditioning for a job, I would say, with Forsythe Championship Racing.
And he looks remarkably like AJ Allmendinger. Same, he's got a helmet color scheme because it's Red Bull painted just like his, so you wouldn't know who was driving the car. But remarkably like AJ Allmendinger. Is he coming in?
I think teams are starting to bring their cars in. Yeah, here comes the Forsythe team. They will pit
before you really need full wets, but you stay out as long as possible. Now, the worst thing that could happen if you stop early is that it doesn't rain very heavily. So the guys who wait, suddenly you hand them a big advantage.
Well, Rousport decided to leave as we watch Justin Wilson continue to lead. He stays out on the racetrack for now. Bourdais is still out there. And they also left Ryan Briscoe out there on the slicks in conditions that are getting worse. But Briscoe's plan, I'm sure, was to try to get his lap back as we watch Wilson work his way through the slower traffic now. Wilson on the lead, moving by one of the Forsythe cars. Now he's up behind Buddy Rice, who runs 9th. Catherine Legs on pit road for her rain tires.
So is Buddy Rice quicker on wets? No, doesn't look like it. Oh, he's leaving room for Wilson. He sees him. Wilson is quicker on the slicks. Oh, it's touch and go right now, but Rice does see him.
Wilson's got to be careful. You don't want to put a tire up on the painted surface here when it's a little bit wet, because that can really be treacherous.
Now, but good job by Buddy Rice. He watched his mirrors and he saw Wilson poke his nose down the inside. The worst thing he could have done was chop down and take the two of them into the boondocks.
Mario Dominguez still out there on slicks.
Where's Bourdais while this is happening?
Bourdais is 5 seconds back, but Wilson is being held up, Jan.
Pit this lap.
Sebastian Bourdais.
Copy, we're ready. Pit, pit, pit.
And you can hear they're going to pit Wilson, but they've decided to take a gamble on Bourdais. He's not going to pit. They had the wet tires out. They decided no, because it stopped raining for a moment. Now that may be a bad call because it's starting to pour down here on pit road.
Here comes Ken underneath him. Rice now realizes in the rain, suddenly it's hard to see in your mirrors. You just see a blur of color. Here comes the blur going by him. Oh!
Near hit.
Boy, that was close.
Martinez in Serbia. Buddy Rice in the mix there as well. Buddy Rice getting passed there by Royal Serbia for position. So Rice moves back and Serbia moves up. And here comes the 27 car of Andrew Ranger. Closes right in on Buddy Rice's rear wing.
In the brake zone. Ranger's been driving this thing hard all day. Every time we've been on board, every time we've watched him, he's got it on the limit. He's on the brakes. He's aggressive. He is definitely given it a good workout this afternoon.
Andrew Ranger lined up 16th there today. This is out of Montreal.
All these engines, of course, have pop-off valves. This is the last time you'll ever see a pop-off valve. Since 1979, pop-off valves were used on the top of these engines in Champ Car. No longer, because it's all electronically controlled next year on the new Champ Car.
One of the things I think we're seeing now, Derek, as we watch that battle, and here comes Serbia now. He will try to get to the inside of Worth, who's a couple of, he's one lap down, Worth in 14th spot, so that's not a battle for position. It's dry at some parts of the racetrack right now. The rain's only falling in certain areas.
Watch Ranger here. He's well positioned.
Battling with Rice.
Yeah, that's a long straight. That's Rice ahead of him. No. Oh. Boy, that's a long way behind to try and make a run down the inside.
So Rice hangs on. Serbia up to 7th behind Philippe now. Rice shuffled back to 8th, Ranger in 9th. 22 laps to go.
They're trying to get 19 out of your way. They're trying to get Worth out of there, so expect to, hopefully we'll get by him.
Andrew Ranger hearing from his crew that Champ Car asking Andreas Worth to move out of the way and let this battle proceed. Worth back in 14th, a lap down to the leaders. Charles Wolzman pitting for his final time today. Wolzman 12th. The MyJack Conquest 34, so an early stop for Wolzman, which, along with Jan Halen, those two drivers could vault to the front, depending on how this plays out. When the field came to the green flag, he and Catherine Legg got together. Dominguez 17th, 6 laps down.
I can't believe Andreas Worth has been given a black flag. He's been told to move over. He either cannot hear the radio, does not see his pit board, or all of the above. He's now gone off into the pit lane, so he must have known, yet he waited a whole lap holding up the train of 4 cars who spent the last 4 or 5 laps right behind him.
Serbia 7th, Ranger 8th, Rice and Martinez nose to tail. This is Rice here in the 7 car for the Forsythe team, and Martinez in the Telmex Index car behind. Martinez takes a look on his teammate. Ranger up in 8th now behind Serbia.